What's up, family? It's your girl D-Ray, the Divine Relationship Alchemist, helping you heal your relationship with self to heal your relationship with others. So, after taking Khadijah's class, I just realized that I have to do more making videos regarding relationships. Shout out to Khadijah. Y'all make sure y'all go take her chakra healing class. It is amazing and insightful. But for today, we're going to talk about real quick how and why we choose our partners, right? Who we decide to relate with, how and why we actually choose those people. If you see me looking off to the side, that's because I wrote some things down that I just don't want to forget. Because I want to give you what I got and make it plain and clear and help you to be able to be decisive when you're dating, but at the same time realize and recognize that anybody that you relate with is ordained by your higher self, by you, to teach you some sort of lesson. Something is there for you to actually gain from that relationship. So the first reason, or the first way that we actually create and attract our partners, is through the level at which we are vibrating at, right? We attract whatever we vibrate and align with. That's just period. So you are going to pull a certain type of energy into you based off of the energy that you're actually giving off. You know, they say opposites attract, but in all reality, both, that's just contradiction. That's just a normal way of the world. But like attracts like. I can for sure say when DreamWise began our relationship, when we first started, when we transitioned from being just friends to in a relationship, we were both on a deep internal quest. I have been meditating every day for months on end, and he had been on a TV fast, right? He had stopped watching TV for a year. So we were both doing things actively, regularly, daily, that were helping us to get to know and understand ourselves more on a deeper level. So wherever you are vibrating is the type of relationship and the type of person that you are actually going to attract to you, right? So if you are in a state of being to where you hitting the club, you like, hey, you know what I mean? Then you're probably going to attract somebody to you that's just like, hey, that's trying to get it, right? So, they say you cannot experience love unless you love yourself first, and that's true. But in the whole attracting process, in the whole process of bringing someone into you, to really tap into healthy relationships, you want to be constantly seeking to actually heal and understand yourself first. And let me add into that right now, our relationships are healing. Our relationships are transformative. A lot of times people think you got to go in a relationship and be completely all the way put together. It's just not true. It's just not accurate. Like, when we get into relationships, more and more and more is revealed to us about what we actually need to heal within ourselves, which is actually a part of why we attract certain partners, right? So, one, we attract what we vibrate with. We attract what we align with. We attract whatever our consciousness is focused on in that moment, right? We attract what we seek to learn and what we seek to know from a subconscious level, right? So one, we attract what we align with, what we vibrate with. Two, we attract what we seek to know and what we seek to learn, all right? I can say factually that when DreamWise and I started dating, I was wanting a teacher. I was wanting someone that I can learn from, someone that can show me something new, someone that could expand my mind and just, share with me just something expansive, something I hadn't heard before, something I hadn't experienced before. And my God, did he do that, right? So we attract, or we relate to whatever we want to learn, whatever we want to experience. Now, there has to be some balance within that, okay? Because we can't expect the person that we are dating to totally transform us, but we have to still be bringing something to the table. I'm sure I brought into Dream's life some zeal, some zest, some that feminine energy of creation of infinite possibilities. He taught me, and it's still, for lack of a better word, I'm still learning through my relationship with him, discipline and willpower and staying focused on your goals. Like, he showed me all of that, right? And I showed him how to be spontaneous, how to be outgoing, how to be social, things like that. So there's a balancing thing that happens in our relationships. And he was the type of person that I attracted because I grew up in a single parent household. My mother raised me. But I have a relationship with my father. I love my father, but my father was more so, and it's funny because a truck that's coming up that looks just like his. That's spiritual alignment. My dad was not a disciplinarian, right? My dad was not the type of person that was like, you got to do this, do this, do this, do this. He was just like, hey, do whatever you want to do. And I'm not saying, I'm observing DreamWise, I was able to see someone when they set their mind to something, they're going to do it, and they do it. And that's something that I needed to see and something that I wanted to learn from. So we attract in relationships what we want to learn, what we want to experience, different aspects that we want to grow within ourselves. Okay? On a subconscious level, that's where we're actually craving, right? We're craving to learn something new, to have a different experience, to grow and expand. This is why relationships fail, though. Relationships fail when one person is failing to grow, to expand, when one person is staying one-track minded, when one person is not opening up their minds and willing to see other perspectives, all right? So you never want to stop learning from one another. You never want to stop growing within your relationship as individuals and as a whole. All right. Because if one person continues growing and another person is staying the same, then the person who is growing is really carrying the load of the relationship. And actually their growth, their progress is being held back by the other person. So in healthy, loving, kind relationships, both people are growing at the same time, right? They may be growing in different ways, but nonetheless, both people are growing. And in real healthy relationships, both people actually want to learn from the other person. For example, just last week, 3 weeks ago or so, I was diving into feng shui heavy, and I still am. But DreamWise was so open, and he was like, okay, what do we need to do? Let's go to the store. Is this a part of feng shui? He wanted to know more about what I was excited about and what I'm still excited about. And I want to know more about what he's excited about and what is driving him as he's on this spiritual journey. That's how we grow together. That's how we evolve together. That's how we maintain healthy, loving relationships. So if you're in a relationship where someone is wanting you to stay the same, they don't want you to change, or they're not supporting you in your growth, then there's some changes that need to be made within that relationships, right? In relationships, we attract energies who are going to help us to heal and transform, right? We attract relationships, we attract people who are going to help us to come face to face with some of those fears, to come face to face with some of those thought processes, to look deeper into our shadow self, right? And the catch about that is that whenever we are in these situations that are very triggering, that remind us of past experiences that we've had, we both have to be humble enough to know, okay, the experience that I'm having right now is just a reminder of something that I hadn't healed prior to now. And when we look at our disagreements in that way, it's easy for us both to say, okay, this is where I was wrong, or I'm behaving from my 10-year-old self. I'm thinking and acting from that 15-year-old girl who was hurt in high school. Whatever the situation may be, your relationships are going to reflect to you different aspects of yourself that you have to heal. And that's a great thing, right? But in relationships, you have to be open enough to actually do that work, right? You got to do the work on this stuff. And you also have to be patient with yourself and be patient with your partner as you're coming through, as you're understanding. You have to be able to see the growth. All right. The shadow work is so heightened and enlightened, channel. It's so heightened and enlightened through our relationships. We get to see, those subtle bodies, those subtle energies. We get to see, the mental habits and the emotional habits that we've acquired through our past, right? And when a relationship is very loving and is very transformative and it's a healthy one, right? You're able to bounce ideas off of each other as to how you are to grow and move forward from that experience, how you're actually able to heal that subtle body, to heal that shadow side of yourself. All right? Your partners, we also attract mirrors, reflections, right? Parts of you that need to be healed, parts of you that you need to grow, and also the great parts of you. Like, your relationships will show you the absolute best part of you and the absolute worst part of you. It's all love. That's duality. That's polarity. That's just the way this universe, this existence works, right? But in all of that, there's so much growth, there's so much love, there's so much evolvement that comes out of this. Like, all of your relationships, right? Whether they're for a season, a reason, a lifetime, whatever, there's some sort of transformation that's supposed to happen within that relationship, right? So we attract based off of what our vibration is, meaning what are we focused on? What is our energy saying? What is your energy reading? What is your energy putting out? We attract relationships based off of that. We attract relationships based off of what we want to learn and how we want to grow on a deeper subconscious level. We attract relationships based off of what actually needs to be healed within us, and our partners, whoever we date, they show us these things. They make that shadow self come up. They trigger you unconsciously to give you a sign that says, hey, this is something that you need to heal, right? And then lastly, we attract our mirrors. We attract our exact equal and opposite. All right, we attract our mirrors, right? That's just what it is, all right? That's how we attract. That's why we attract. And getting to know yourself more on a deeper level will kind of tell you how you are to navigate your relationships. Love you guys. Peace. Go to relationshipalchemy.org for your healing consultations. If you're in a relationship and it's like, you don't know what's going on, hit me up. Let's do a healing consultation. I want to help you to discover what aspects in you are manifesting this certain type of relationship, is manifesting this certain type of experience. That's what I'm here to do. Peace.